the grand finale of the 2024 FIM Supermoto World Championship, and it is only fitting for it to be held on hallowed turf. Welcome to Mettet. The famed superbiker streets belong to the region of Wallonia. Wallonia accounts for over half of Belgium's land, but since it only homes a third of the population, you can choose to enjoy the area at a sedate pace. These lands are historic and often undisturbed. Sites like the Bouillon Castle and the Caves of Han are jaw-dropping, and the two largest cities, Charleroi and Liège, are fabulous central destinations for any visitor. Of course, we here in the FIM Supermoto World Championship paddock are focused on Mettet, a venue steeped in motorsport history where the likes of John Surtees, Sterling Moss, Giacomo Agostini and Alberto Ascari all competed. Perhaps it is fitting that on historic turf we say goodbye to a legend.
Yeah, it was a difficult decision to take, but now I can say it's my last season in Supermoto World Championship. It was a great part of my life, more than 20 years in World Championship. So it's strange for me, but I think it's time to take a part to new project with the new generation, and I'm very happy about that.
It has been a pleasure to watch Thomas Scharer competing, and I'm sure you will all join me in wishing him the best for his life away from the leathers. This is our circuit for this weekend, the complex, revered streets of Mettet. Let's take a closer look at this very unique circuit with Roman Kaivers. Welcome to my home in the last race of the World Championship season. This is where we are on the grid. This weekend, we will give it our all. We are at the entrance to the off-road section. Here we will exit the left curve very quickly to then find ourselves on this short straight. We then enter the right-hander, which we widen as much as possible the corner entry to enter the first apex, and then we tighten as much as possible for the second apex. And of course we have to pay close attention to that dust, the dirt. Here we can also keep the right trajectory, but it's quite slippery, so we should accelerate at the end of the curve. Here we are on the dirt part of this circuit. Here we will pass under this small bridge after finding a fairly slippery left curve. After going through the bridge, we have this metal jump from which we will try to lean onto the curve. Here we must be careful because the curve begins to break up and we could lose the support for the jump. After the jump, we must make sure that the bike does not rear up in order to be ready for the subsequent waves.
Faites très attention évidemment que le saut commence à se défoncer et le cabrer pour être bien mis pour les deux sauts suivants.
This is the exit of the dirt section. We will make the last jump at most on the right-hand side, the very limit of the right-hand side, and avoid the left part, which is very slippery. Once here, we turn right, widening the line and looking for the maximum grip, because here at the exit, it's very easy to lose a lot of traction.
Pour essayer d'aller chercher le grip un maximum parce que évidemment on perd beaucoup de traction en sortant de la terre.
Right, let's get a closer look then. On board with Roman Kuivers are one of our home riders for this weekend. The main straight with the brick wall and the fans alongside you. You can hear them as you reach for the brakes for the first time into the right-hander at turn 1. Then this pinch point of a hairpin at turn 2. We've seen some physical moves there over the years at Mettet. Slight difference here, no hairpin this time around. A sweeping corner instead before heading on to the dirt. This is always a treacherous section, so easy to drop the bike on this loose dirt. Under the bridge they go, over the steel plates. It's time for the jump section, over the tabletop, and then really picking up speed through these waves. So exciting to watch these guys go through here in the big pack. Onto the tarmac again, onto the main road again, but only briefly, as we now peel off into the paddock of the permanent race circuit here. An entirely different feel to this section, a very different set of conditions in regards to the grit. A very technical section here. They're always working away through this section. A couple of overtaking opportunities to be had as well. Picking up the speed a little bit more here into this hairpin, which will be a good overtaking opportunity. To their left there is the Joker lane that they have to take once in the Superfinal. One last chicane, quite a claustrophobic narrow exit from the corner, and that's a lap here at Mettet. Race 1 of the weekend, and it's Lucas Hurlbacher on pole position. Bonnell and Charret on row 1. Schmidt, Buschberger and Sammartin are next, followed by Kuivers, Freck and Avia Cortez. Mestres Pla, Perna and Vanderberg bring us down to 12. The green flag flies at the back of the field, and it's time to go racing. It looks like a good start there from the number 4, from Thomas Charret. He's going to be in second place in the early stages, but no one's going to beat Lucas Hurlbacher to the first corner so long as he gets away nicely. He leads it then. Charret and Schmidt going at it for second place on the first lap of this race. Hurlbacher running well at the front. We got to see him back, of course, just a few days ago at the Supermoto of Nations, and he is right back on form. Looks like Mark Reiner Schmidt is now behind him in second position. Yes, so Schmidt has gotten through. Charret is down to third position. Now is Steve Bonnell pressuring him. Mark Reiner Schmidt giving chase to Lucas Hurlbacher. We saw these two coming to blows for the first time in 12 months, a week ago at the Supermoto of Nations. It's great to have Lucas Hurlbacher back as Steve Bonnell running in third place, so that means that Thomas Charret has been demoted a little further. Elias Sammartin, Andreas Buschberger fighting for, I believe, P5. Schmidt trying to hold on to the back of Hurlbacher, who has really come back resplendent. Of course, for Schmidt, well, I'm sure he'll want to try and beat Lucas. is just about accumulating points. Even minimal point scores at this point will claim him the World Championship. He'll more than likely win the title before the Superfinal this weekend. He's got a good lead in the World Championship standings. Charret on his Honda. It's been great to have him for one last season. Hillbacker always looking so at ease when sideways. That's one of his pastimes away from Supermoto, is sliding KTMs for KTM's own video output, so we shouldn't be surprised. That berm looking very rough indeed. The riders really having to fight for traction there. Mestres Pla, a little further down the field, started on the 4th row of the grid. The young Spanish rider. Doesn't look like Schmidt quite has an answer to the pace of Lucas Hillbacker in this race. We know that Schmidt is great on street circuits. He practically owns the streets of St. Wendel, of course. Charret coming back out onto the main street. Looks like he's fairly secure in P4. Hillbacker just a few corners from victory then. He takes his win on the return.
I had a perfect race. Whole shot, made a fast speed pace, so I can open a little bit of gap to Mark, and then I managed it till the end. It was a perfect race, so I want to do it the next 3 races again. And big thanks to all the guys behind me, especially Hans and Schruf, my girlfriend, family. It's unbelievably nice to start a new project, and I want to thanks a lot to these guys. Thank you so much.
Lucas Hillbacker then winning the race on his return to the World Championship. Schmidt, Bonnell, Charret and Sammartin rounding out your top 5. It's always a festival atmosphere here at the Mettet Superbiker. Such a welcome addition to the World Championship calendar. Fans getting the opportunity to get up close and personal with the best and brightest of the wider motorcycling world, as well as the stars of the FIM Supermoto World Championship. Lucas Hillbacker started his weekend with Superpole. Can he secure the victory across the Grand Prix? That, I'm sure, will be on the forefront of his mind and a lot of the fans here in Belgium. It's time for the fast race. The lights are out, we're underway, and again it looks like a good start from Hillbacker. Also a good start from Charret. He's on the inside line. He's not quite going to get it into the first corner. Our leader then is Lucas Hillbacker. 3rd place by the looks of it for Mark Reiner Schmidt. This man, Elias Sammartin, in 4th position. There used to be a secondary hairpin there at the roundabout, but now they've slightly shortened the circuit, given us a sweeper instead before heading onto the dirt. Sammartin sticking with the top 3. The Italian has really come on leaps and bounds in the last year or 2. Feels like he could well be a championship contender in the near future. Hillbacker, Charret, Schmidt. Could be one of the last times we see those 3 together, as Steve Bonnell further back in the field getting some dust kicked up in his face there. So he's down to 10th place. He's got some work to do. But this trio, who have really defined the FIM Supermoto World Championship over the last few years at the front, riding in lockstep for what could be the final time. Charret very aware of the fact that Schmidt is right behind him. Wants to win his final jousts with the German. And it looks like he's got through up ahead there. Yes, Mark Reiner-Schmidt has gotten past Thomas Charret. Now Schmidt will go and try and pursue Lucas Hilbacher at the front, I'm sure. Oh, and that's down for Elias Amartine in front of Buschberger and Avia Cortez. Oh dear, Elias Amartine. Very uncomfortable to be down in such a fast dirt section. And that was another rider down in front of him. That's the 62 machine of Mestres Pla. And how messy that is. It looks like Mestres Pla might be a little bit wounded by that as well. Thankfully he's up. That was a messy moment there, unfortunately, for Elias Amartine. He rejoins at the very rear of the field as the top three are now uncontested. Hilbacher. Riding smooth. You see there it's slightly tighter this year coming out onto the main street on the main straight. Hilbacher shifting from side to side onto the dirt section. This is the returning Elias Amartine working his way through the field. Well down the order now, picking up positions. Oh, and a yell there as he dove to the inside. Customary to give a also slightly aggressive heads up when you're diving from behind like that. And Amartine trying to salvage this race, but he's going to be so far down the order. Lucas Hilbacher ahead of Mark Reiner-Schmidt. It is going to be Hilbacher that makes it 2 from 2 on Saturday, but more importantly, Mark Reiner-Schmidt with second place wins the World Championship. He's now insurmountable at the front of the World Championship standings. Lucas Hilbacher wins race number 2. Schmidt, Charret, Avia Cortez and Buschberger, your top 5. But it's celebration o'clock for L30 Racing and Mark Reiner-Schmidt. It's not 2, Mark, it's 4. A 4-time world champion. Well, the joy evident to hear there for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. He's done enough now. His focus can shift to winning the Grand Prix of Belgium, but Lucas Hilbacher is at the front. Time for the super final in the last round of the championship, and it's Hilbacher, Schmidt and Charret on the front of the grid. Avia Cortez, Buschberger and Bonnell on row number 2. Row 3 is Kuyvers, Freck and Pernat. Row 4 of the grid headed by the recovering Elias Amartine, Nils Vanderberg and Andrea Stucci on row 4. The racing is underway for the final time in 2024, and it looks like a good start from Thomas Charret. Charret this time has the inside. Hilbacher drifts it wide, and it's Thomas Charret that leads the early stages of the race then here in Mettet. Elias Amartine trying to make up some positions from further back. He's just behind Roman Kuyvers there. Of course, Mark Reiner-Schmidt isn't going to let this one go. Thomas Charret is ahead of him, and Schmidt wants to win the Grand Prix of Belgium, which Lucas Hilbacher is currently leading. Elias Amartine, just behind Gabin Pernat there, who had a bit of an involuntary slide on the burp. Bonnell running behind Andreas Buschberger, then onto the slightly slipperier tarmac on the paddock section of the permanent circuit that neighbours the Superbiker layout. Looks like Mark Reiner-Schmidt is closing. Charret versus Schmidt versus Hilbacher, perhaps for the final time ever. Is Schmidt going to get by? He's got to the inside there, and if he's got it stopped, he's got it done. He has got it stopped. Mark Reiner-Schmidt is through into the race lead, but he's going to be pressing on. as I'm sure Thomas Charret will retaliate if he can. And now Charret is having to defend and attack because Hurlbacher is right with him, and so, to be fair, are Buschberger and Bonnell, the next generation, keeping up with the current guard. Hurlbacher would so love to return with a Grand Prix win. Mark Reiner-Schmidt, the pressure of the World Championship is definitively lifted, of course, but he's always striving for more success. He wants that Grand Prix win. Of course, during this fast race, there's also the factor of the Joker lane to consider. They all have to take that once. Here comes Hurlbacher. He gets the inside of Thomas Charret. Charret drops down then to third position. Big look over the shoulder there from Gabin Pernau. I don't think he was looking at Elia Samartin. I think he was looking at who was behind Elia Samartin there, making a conscious decision to just let Elia go. Schmidt and Hurlbacher starting to break away slightly from Thomas Charret. Charret will do everything in his power to try and salvage a race win here in his final contest as a full-time World Championship rider. Top six all still very close together, which is a testament to the challenge of this circuit. It's very hard to be very well clear at this circuit. And into the Joker lane goes Lucas Hurlbacher. Everyone has to take it once. He's taken it relatively early, and he just about gets ahead of Andreas Buschberger there. That was critical for him. In front of his countrymen, of course, teammates for Team Austria last weekend in the Nations event. Both Schmidt and Charret taking the Joker, but Schmidt comes out ahead of Lucas Hurlbacher. Charret maybe coming under some pressure there from behind. You see there Evia Cortez going into the Joker. That allows Elia Samartin through, but it's a win for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. And there's been drama towards the end of the race for Lucas Hurlbacher. Hurlbacher, a couple of laps from home, hit the deck on the dirt off camera. And that means Charret finishes second. Moreover, with Hurlbacher in fourth, Mark Reiner-Schmidt wins the final Grand Prix of the year. Here's confirmation. Mark Reiner-Schmidt, 74 points. Lucas Hurlbacher, 69. Charret, Bonnell, Buschberger, Cortez, Freck, Samartin, Kuivers, and Pernat. Your top 10 at the Grand Prix of Belgium. Thomas Charret then with third place in his final Grand Prix of Belgium. Lucas Hurlbacher to the second step of the podium on his return. And Mark Reiner-Schmidt finishes his year at the top. Would we expect anything less? Peter Ferenek presenting the trophies and the flowers to Mark Reiner-Schmidt. And here comes the gold plate from Ante Margetek. He's the world champion again. Here comes the World Championship podium. Elia Samartin with a strong third place. It's been a great season for him. Charret vice champion, but Mark Reiner-Schmidt for the fourth time is your world champion. The combination of him and L30 Racing TM is going to take some beating, but the likes of Samartin, Hurlbacher, Bonnell, Buschberger, Evia Cortez will all be chasing him. Danilo Boccadolce presents the big trophy, the World Championship trophy, to Mark Reiner-Schmidt.
Yeah, fourth time world champion in a row, feels amazing. We had such a great season, especially from the middle to the end. We push a lot, we win most of the races. Amazing performance from my team, from myself. We put all the hard work together, and yeah, we make another dream come true. Now we have 4 in a row. The plan is to continue like that, and yeah, I'm super thankful for my team, L30 Racing TM, for all my sponsors, my family, they support me all the years. I'm speechless, yeah. Can't wait to ride again next year, and I'm just super happy. So yeah, see you there. Bye.
Congratulations to our champion. Congratulations to L30 Racing. Mark Reiner-Schmidt wins quite comfortably by the end. Charest, San-Martin, Bonnell and Yelena Villa-Cortez, your top 5 in the 2024 season. 4 in a row for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. He and L30 Racing are formidable. He's halfway to Charest's record of 8 titles. For now, though, it's 4 in 2024 for Mark Reiner-Schmidt.
Thank you for everything. Hopefully for many more years. 1, 2, 3, 4.